5-year term?
Yes, it will be. We will be able to
You
serve.
don't see a repeat of the Rajasthan situation?
Absolutely not.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Our colleague Pallavi, they're asking a particularly important question. Do you see this being a smooth situation? Do you see a repeat of Rajasthan possibly playing out? Remember, both leaders have campaigned vociferously over the last year, which is why the DK Shivakumar camp is sure to see this as a loss. You might remember as far back as last year in August, when Siddaramaiah had his 75th birthday, it was a particularly huge celebration, drawing tens of thousands of supporters for him. That was seen informally as a possible show of strength, a declaration that Siddaramaiah did want to pitch himself once again as Chief Minister. And it's at that point that we first started covering the anxieties, the underlying anxieties that existed between him and DK Shivakumar, the KPCC president. It's well known. DK Shivakumar has made multiple public statements about his desire to be seen as the chief minister. In fact, over the last few days, despite multiple offers being made to him for various other positions, as you saw, the 50-50 power sharing, possibly the position of deputy chief minister, despite all of these options, DK Shivakumar was seen to be digging his heels in. You might remember yesterday we covered how DK Suresh, his brother, actually joined him in the negotiations while he was meeting Rahul Gandhi. DK Shivakumar had many of his meetings at his brother's residence right here in Delhi with his party supporters. So this has been a long-standing effort. DK Shivakumar seen by many as waiting in the wings for his time in the spotlight. Many of his supporters said that because Siddaramaiah had already had a chance as Chief Minister, DK Shivakumar should be rewarded for his loyalty. But as my colleague Pallavi pointed out, the card that we've seen DK Shivakumar play over the last few hours, where he's made it clear that he should be rewarded for his loyalty, that's a card that Sonia Gandhi has also played in the past. We'll get into that in more detail. First, let's take a quick look at what Randeep Surjewala had to say to my colleague Pallavi. Take a look.
Joining me now is Mr. Randeep Surjewala. How did you manage to convince DK Shivakumar to agree to your formula of deputy CM?
Shri Mallikarjun Kharge has his own sagacious way, knowledge and experience of dealing with the leaders of Karnataka. Everybody listens to his sagacious advice. For us, party is far bigger than post or people.
So there's no rotation formula being applied?
I think the General Secretary organization clearly answered that the only rotation formula or power formula is service of the people as servants of the people.
And do you think it's going to be a smooth? Is it going to be a smooth 5-year term?
Yes, it will be. We will be able to
You
serve.
don't see a repeat of the Rajasthan situation?
Absolutely not.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go over to my colleague Shireen right now. Shireen, the Congress seeming very confident, at least in that interview Pallavi just brought us, that they're not going to have a repeat of the Rajasthan situation. But it's actually a situation they've seen in a few states. I'm remembering Chhattisgarh off the top of my head, but they've seen this again and again. How is the Congress hoping to avoid that, Shireen? Can you tell us?
Well, it has officially been announced that it is going to be, of course, CM as Siddaramaiah and Deputy CM as DK Shivakumar. There were, of course, a lot of talks there. This was, of course, one of the formula. You cannot deny that this formula was not really flouted by the ICC president, because there were sources that were suggesting that this was something that was offered to DK Shivakumar, who had completely said no. And also, you know, it was refused by both the sides, because Congress also believes that it has not worked out in their favor, be it in Rajasthan, be it in Chhattisgarh. When we talk about Chhattisgarh, there were talks about how Bhupesh Baghel is going to get the first 3 years and the remaining 2 years will be given to DS Theo. Similarly, in Rajasthan, a similar formula was in fact put forth in front of Sachin Pilot. But in both the states that has never worked out. And that is the lesson that they have learned. But this was in fact one of the formula. But that was, of course, no one really pushed for it much, is what we are being told. Now, keeping Lok Sabha in mind, they really wanted to make sure that DK Shivakumar is amicably accepting this and agreeing to the deal that is coming, because when we talk about DK Shivakumar, he is, of course, the backbone of Congress party when it comes to Karnataka. It is not going to end here. Winning the assembly election is not enough. He himself, while speaking to CNN News 18, has said numerous times that Lok Sabha elections are just a year away.
Chief Minister issue of Karnataka. Congress President decided Siddaramaiah ji as the Chief Minister and DK Shivakumar as the Deputy Chief Minister. DK Shivakumar will continue as a PCC President till the Parliament election over. This is what. Of course, our main mudda is, our first priority is to implement our 5 guarantee. That will be discussed and finalized in the first cabinet itself. This is the promise given by Rahul Gandhi, Congress President, Madam Sonia Gandhi, everybody. So we will fulfill that.
And sir, another important thing, will you be also inviting the like-minded parties, because so many other leaders...
Certainly. We will invite our like-minded party people to be the part of the swearing-in ceremony. We are very much happy to invite them.
And sir, are you confident that other people also, the other leaders also of the Karnataka will be obeying this, will be happy with this decision?
Every congressman, including leader and Karyakarta, will be happy of this.
Last question is to you, sir.
You see, I told that our party is the party who believe in consensus, not in dictatorship. Of course, we took one more day. Media take it as a big thing. Whenever BJP formed a government after 18 days, no issue. Tripura, UP, there is no issue. But Congress party took 1 or 2 days, it became a bigger issue in the media. Anyway, thanks to the media also, now we solved amicably, very peacefully. We settled the entire issue. We will go together unitedly. Now, Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar is flying in the same flight to Bangalore. Okay.
What do you think the major role for the victory in Karnataka, and what is the impact of the Karnataka victory nationwide?
We fought this fight. We started our election campaign 1 year before itself. It's a beautiful, one of the beautiful campaigns which we have done in Karnataka. We have given 5 guarantees which actually reach the people of Karnataka, especially the poor people of Karnataka, which have an impact. And our leaders, our Congress President stayed 1 month completely in Karnataka. Stayed, campaigned, oversee, advised us how to move forward. And I told you that the Bharat Jodo Yatra actually as a trigger for this victory. 22 days walking along Karnataka made a history. The Congress workers become electrified after Bharat Jodo Yatra. Rahul ji also campaigned very much. Priyanka ji campaigned very much. We are sincerely, no words to thank Madam Sonia Gandhi also. She came along away from Delhi to Hubli and attended public meeting, stayed there 1 day and advised us. We know that every day she is asking us what is the progress, what is the strategy. Every day she is also monitoring this election. There were all these things at a matter of victory.
Last question is to you. Your party also pays that it is a defeat of Prime Minister in Karnataka. Why the Congress party thinks like that?
This Congress party was very much particular. This election should be state-centric. Because this is a state election, this is not a national election. But the day 1 onwards, our Prime Minister made it as a national election. He told this is not election for Karnataka. You see me. You vote for me. And their leaders told, don't vote for Bombay, don't vote for Yediyurappa, vote for Modi. And he called Congress party as a terrorist supporter party. He made an issue which Sonia ji never mentioned.
All right, let's now go over to my colleague Pallavi, who brought us that interview a little while earlier with Randeep Singh Surjewala. Pallavi, you asked him perhaps the most crucial question of the hour right now. How is the Congress going to make sure that they don't have a repeat of the Rajasthan situation? Pallavi, we heard his answer, but what are your sources telling you? What is the longer-term plan here?
So over here, I think one was very, very clear that there's going to be no rotation cycle, and that was really the problem. The rotation cycle never really works because we saw in Rajasthan as well as in Chhattisgarh, whoever becomes the CM first usually doesn't give up their position. I think they've decided to avoid that, and more importantly, this is something which even DK Shivakumar always felt, that let's not go into this rotation cycle because there's no guarantee. Either you make me the CM or I do not remain, I'm just remaining an MLA. Clearly, they've reached out to him. So 2-3 important points which come out, and I think one of the most important important one also remains is that he's going to continue as a state Congress chief till the Lok Sabha elections, which means the party acknowledges the fact that he's very good organization person and his strength is required as it worked in the case of Karnataka elections, also for the Lok Sabha elections. The Congress's calculation is at least 15 to 20 seats if they can try and get from Karnataka, and thereby lies the importance of DK Shivakumar. So he continues as the state Congress president. It's also going to make him extremely powerful because ticket sharing and all of that is going to be his responsibility. That's one. Second, no rotation system, and he's going to be the only deputy chief minister. So this whole talk and speculation about whether others will also be appointed as a deputy CM, that's certainly not happening. So on 20th, when that swearing in takes place, Siddaramaiah as the chief minister, DK Shivakumar as the only deputy chief minister, and of course a handful of ministers. That number was not told to us, but a handful of ministers who are essentially going to represent all those caste communities who voted for the Congress party. They are going to take oath at 12:30. Congress chief ministers will be present there. All like-minded opposition parties have also been invited. Rahul Gandhi, of course, is also expected to be present at the oath-taking ceremony.
Pallavi, one of the other options that was discussed over the last few days was, along with possibly getting the deputy chief ministerial position, DK Shivakumar also receiving important portfolios. Do we know if that's still on the table?
Again, we asked this question, but no clarity on that. They are saying what we are going to do is actually take some ministers to take some oath. So normally the procedure is few people take oath as a minister. Portfolios are decided later. And you're right, that's going to be the most tricky part. Certainly DK Shivakumar and his supporters would want the meaty portfolios, water, urban development. These are the important portfolios. Interesting to see who gets to keep finance and hope. Normally the chief minister keeps these two most important portfolios. The distribution of portfolios could be the next possible sulking point as far as some of the new ministers are concerned. That's where the balance is required, and I think it's going to be worked upon. Muslims, SC, ST, women, those are going to be the main factors which are going to be kept in mind.
Okay. Pallavi, if I could request you to stay with us. Our colleagues Yash and Shireen are also covering this story on the ground. Let's go over to Yash right now. Yash, you've been outside multiple leaders' houses. We left you outside Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president's house, right before this announcement was made. Yash, I just want to understand from you, a sense of relief right now among Congress leaders or a sense of trepidation at possible drama that could still unfold?
Well, Tuya, since the official announcement has been made, the situation on the ground remains to be quite calm. And in fact, that was the thing actually. We were anticipating that this formal announcement will be made in Bengaluru. But now the special briefing was done by K.C. Venugopal and Mr. Surjewala. So since the officially the Congress has announced their chief ministerial candidate, their chief minister and their deputy chief minister, so things seems to be really calm on the ground. And in fact, we also saw the optics and in fact the pictures which came out from Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, where he was seen holding the hands of both Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar together. तो
कोई फैसला बिल्कुल कोई मुश्किल नहीं रहा। खड़गे साहब ने अपने तजर्बे और अनुभव से कर्नाटक के हक में निर्णय किया है।
सर, सीधे तौर पर माना जाए कि एक सीट शेयरिंग कोई फॉर्मूला की भी बात आ रही है क्या सर? कोई फॉर्मूला?
जनरल सेक्रेटरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने बता दिया है, ओनली फॉर्मूला इज टू सर्विस ऑफ पीपल। सेवा का फॉर्मूला है, कौन जिसका मन करे वो उतनी ज्यादा सेवा करे, बस।
सर, लाइक माइंडेड पार्टियों को भी आप बुला रहे हैं क्या, और उसमें किस तरीके का समारोह रहेगा? और बाकी, क्योंकि आप इंचार्ज हैं स्टेट के, बाकी लीडर्स को भी क्या एप्लीकेबल रहेगा ये फॉर्मूला जो आप जो ये
देखिए? हाँ, सारे मित्र जो हैं उन सबको बुलाएंगे, क्योंकि ये जश्न नहीं है, ये प्रजातंत्र के प्रति कांग्रेस का समर्पण है, न केवल कर्नाटक के लिए बल्कि पूरे देश के लिए। और जनता के प्रति समर्पण के आयोजन में सब मित्र दल शामिल हों। हर वो व्यक्ति जो प्रजातंत्र के लिए संघर्ष करना चाहता है, संविधान की रक्षा करना चाहता है, वो आए और इस यज्ञ में शामिल हो, ऐसी हमारी आकांक्षा है। तो जो भी आएगा उन सबका स्वागत है।
थैंक यू सर।
Okay, we're watching conversation after conversation right now with senior Congress leaders. Let's go over now to my colleague Shireen, who's also with us on this story. Shireen, you, like Yash, have been tracking this story right here in Delhi. You've watched it play out. I just want to understand from you, Shireen. On one side, of course, the public announcements. On the other side, the two camps, Siddaramaiah's camp and DK Shivakumar's camp. I just want to understand you from you, Shireen. What is the mood right now among DK Shivakumar's camp? Are they remaining tight-lipped? We heard earlier from his brother, he was open about his disagreement. But can you tell us more about the mood right now?
The mood, of course, seems to be a bit calm, but not really happy, because there were, in fact, supporters of both Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar here. When we thought that there would be, in fact, celebration or some sort of, announcement that will be made here itself, but that didn't happen. But as far as DK Shivakumar camp is concerned, in fact, we have seen how even when Rahul Gandhi was meeting DK Shivakumar, we have seen how outside Rahul Gandhi's residence there were, in fact, sloganeering that was done by the supporters of DKS, saying that he should be made the chief minister. He is the future of Karnataka, and all those aggressive sloganeering was happening because the news was out there that Siddaramaiah has been selected as the chief minister. So after that, we have seen how unhappy the DKS camp has been, and today morning, when the entire decision was in fact taken, last night when the decision was in fact taken, we have seen how DK Shivakumar's brother DK Suresh also said that he is unhappy with the decision that has been taken by the top brass of Congress party, but at the same time he maintains that because of the welfare of Karnataka, his brother has accepted this decision.
Right.
He though is unhappy, is what DK Suresh has been saying. He was looking for the chief ministerial post for his brother. So clearly there is unhappiness for sure, but it seems that the Congress party has somehow convinced DK Shivakumar to come on board, and they have presented a united front showing that there is no divide. But will that continue? Of course, that is the question. Will this, right now that we are seeing that a happy picture, a united front, will that continue for next 5 years is going to be a very crucial question.
Shireen, what's the sense you're getting when you speak to his supporters? Is this a settlement that DK Shivakumar arrived at perhaps with a longer term plan in mind? Is he looking perhaps at a more key role, a different role, and perhaps that's why he agreed to this? How do you see this play out? How are his supporters looking at it?
Well, there is no doubt that a very key role that has in fact been given to DK Shivakumar, apart from being the Deputy Chief Minister, the only Deputy Chief Minister, is the PCC Chief. This is going to be played out very important as far as DK Shivakumar is concerned, keeping in the Lok Sabha 2024 in mind. Because this is going to, of course, give him the power to decide who to give the tickets, who are his person, who should in fact be in the front run. All this, of course, will be decided. So the upper hand, as far as the Lok Sabha tickets are concerned, is going to be in the hands of DK Shivakumar. Okay. And of course, he is going to push his people there. So that is something that is going to be working in favor of DK Shivakumar at this point. But at the same time, the supporters here have been saying that we have been seeing him working so hard since 2020. He brought back the party back. We want to see him as the chief minister. Unfortunately, that has not worked out in the favor of the supporters and DK Shivakumar. So that unhappiness will remain. But will the united front will continue? That was shown here. Even now, while we speak, there are in fact number of supporters of DK Shivakumar who are in fact roaming around here, not really speaking to the media, because they have been told clearly that they have to be in line with what the party has been saying. They cannot, go out of their way to speak to the media. So that is why perhaps they are not making any statement here or showing their unhappiness. But now that the decision has been made, they have to show a united front, is what we have been told.
Okay, Shireen, just stay with us. I want to go over now to our colleague Pallavi, who remains with us. Pallavi, I want to understand from you. In the last few days, one of the big moves that we saw DK Shivakumar make was he had senior Lingayat seers, he also had Voka Liga leaders reaffirm their support behind him. And for our audiences, both the Voka Liga and the Panchamachali Lingayat communities are particularly important in the Karnataka dynamics. They're the first and second largest caste communities in Karnataka. What were the Congress's calculations in this context by giving Siddaramaiah the chief ministerial chair?
But Siddaramaiah, of course, the factor is not just that because he belongs to a Kuruba community, but also the fact that he has a mass appeal, and the perception is that he was the one who got the largest number of MLAs, and therefore you cannot do away with him at all. So I think it was almost given from day one that Siddaramaiah is likely to become the chief ministerial candidate. I think the bigger problem was, what do you give DK Shivakumar? Not just because he belongs to a Voka Liga community, which after Lingayats has been one of the most powerful communities, and also the ones who have voted to a very great number for the Congress party. But DK Shivakumar also needed to be rewarded, because you also have to send out a message to your cadre, not just at the Karnataka level but also at the national level, that those who show their unflinching loyalty, those who work on the ground, are actually rewarded. You know, Toya, many of the people who have left the Congress party have often complained about the fact that we have never been acknowledged. We've never been given that position. And that has been the common refrain. Loyalty has never been paid. I think this is a point of time the Congress wanted to send out a message that it's completely untrue to say that. Those who have been loyal, and to use the words of DK Shivakumar, that I could have not been arrested if I joined the BJP, refusing to buckle under pressure. That's the point he's always made. I think that is also something which the Congress party wanted to send out a message that Daromat, I mean, if you do use a famous line of Rahul Gandhi, if you stay with the party, we are going to reward you. That's a different thing, Toya, that DK Shivakumar supporters don't see this as a reward. Ideal situation, they would want him as a CM. But I think now the challenge would be that a central leader...
सर बताइए सर आप सर मन में कुछ है सर बता दीजिए सर खुश हैं सर सर आप खुश हैं सर आपने ट्वीट करा हुआ है आप खुश हैं सर ठीक है सर बता दीजिए सर पार्टी ने अबकारी को बैन कर दिया आप खुश हैं सर ठीक है सर आप खुश हैं सर आप बता दीजिए बहुत बढ़िया अति सुंदर
Okay, DK Shivakumar, as you can see over there, not giving a bite to the media, not giving us the statement we were perhaps looking for. Let's go back to my colleague Pallavi, who remains with us on the phone and live with us right now. Pallavi, I just want to understand from you, if you could tell our audiences more about the kind of leader that DK Shivakumar is. I'm asking you for this context because what can we expect in the next few years? Do you see this going peacefully? Specifically for his thousands of supporters who have been so vocal about their desire for him to be the next chief minister. What happens there?
Well, the interesting tidbit is that around 1:30 on a special flight, you'll have DK Shivakumar, Siddaramaiah and Randeep Surjewala going and leaving for Bangalore. So clearly, yet another messaging going on is all is well. We are all going to be in it together. That distancing which we saw between the two of them in the last few days, that distance clearly has been covered. But to answer your question, Toya, he's what epitomizes what a grassroots worker for the Congress party is. Someone who rose from the ranks, someone who's been with the Congress party, and also that, you know, when I remember around 2.5 years back, when Congress party did not do well in Karnataka, Dinesh Gundu Rao took responsibility and stepped down, and that was at that point of time where DK Shivakumar was brought in. But the introduction of the national media to DK Shivakumar actually came in from the times of the Rajya Sabha elections of Ahmed Patel. I remember I was there in Ahmedabad when those elections are going on. It was actually a kind of a cliffhanger. It was touch and go. More than Ahmed Patel's winning, it was important for him to win also because he's the political secretary of Sonia Gandhi. It was seen and touted as a prestige battle for Sonia Gandhi, especially after the Congress party had lost. You know, you had all the top-notch BJP leaders actually parked over there in Ahmedabad at the counting centre, and I remember I was very much there at point of time. It was DK Shivakumar who was ensuring that no poaching was taking place. The BJP could not actually intrude into Congress territory. In fact, at the counting centre, he was standing beside Ahmed Patel till around 4 a.m. in the morning to ensure that there was no goof-up taking place. That was the first introduction, and thereby rose the importance of DK Shivakumar. That also explains why Sonia Gandhi went to jail to visit him when normally she wouldn't do this for anybody else. And DK Shivakumar's power as a troubleshooter has been increasing over the years. Whether it's Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, it was him always who was a go-to person. Therefore, DK, as he is called, is someone, Toya, the Congress party would never ever give up on. And I think they wanted to make this point that we are going to reward him, which is why when Mrs. Gandhi spoke to him yesterday, she told him, don't worry, justice will be done, you will be rewarded. So the apprehension which is there in the camp is that will justice really be done? Will as a deputy CM he'll have any sane governance? I think that is the kind of guarantee he would be looking for from both the Congress president and the Gandhis.
He is, of course, a much younger leader than Siddaramaiah. He's 61, Siddaramaiah is 75. So to your point, Pallavi, of course, there are many years for the Congress to still show him that he could be rewarded. Pallavi, if we take a step back right now from the DK Shivakumar story and now we concentrate on the Siddaramaiah story, the fact that he is going to be anointed as the next Chief Minister of the state, I just want to ask you there, Pallavi, Siddaramaiah is someone who's known for his very secular politics, his approach towards social justice, the multiple policies he brought in from 2013 to 2018. Now, in the last few years, we've seen Congress indulge in a kind of soft Hindutva. Do we see something very different now playing out in Karnataka, what with Siddaramaiah at the helm, or is it too early to comment?
I would say that criticism which comes in of the BJP, and that's a card we certainly played during the campaign, is that Siddaramaiah is considered to be someone who's not a very core Hindutva leader. I mean, you know, his defense of the Tipu Sultan Jayanti, that needs to be played out. Often he was accused by the BJP of minority appeasement. Someone who is considered to be left liberal, atheist also, that's also what he was often accused of. In stark contrast is DK Shivakumar. To give a very quick example, this is one top Congress leader told me that DK Shivakumar says that he doesn't do anything without a puja because he feels that if you do this puja, you get what you want. He did that yesterday for a good 3 to 4 hours. Of course, he didn't get what he wanted, but he became a deputy CM. But, you know, even a ticket distribution, he claims that what he does, he puts the names of the candidates and then he puts it in front of the deity and then he walks around it and the deity takes a call on who should become the candidate or who should get the ticket. That's how kind of devout Hindu he's perceived to be down south in Karnataka. I tracked him in Kanakpura, which is his constituency, and I saw the kind of puja he's done. So you're right. Not just in Karnataka elections, but even the Lok Sabha elections, and especially since the Ram Mandir is going to open up on first week of January or the 1st of January, the Congress will have to play that card and will want to play that card. And that's where leaders like DK Shivakumar very openly practices Hindutva religion will come in handy, especially in a state like Karnataka, which is deeply religious, which is deeply caste-ridden as well.
Okay, Pallavi, I just want to understand from you, as you said, in a state like Karnataka, deeply religious state, but also one that's very sensitive to the caste dynamics. I just want to understand from you, Pallavi, how is the Congress so sure that the Vokaliga community won't look at this as a snub? All right, let me just quickly tell you that on your screens right now, live visuals coming from the AICC office. That is DK Shivakumar, now the next Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Karnataka, with, of course, a bouquet of flowers over there. Take a look at his body language. Both his body language and his facial expressions are particularly interesting to watch in the aftermath of that decision coming in. We know that he is deeply disappointed. He has been quite public about his desire to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka. The fact that he's going to have to wait for more than the next few years, that, of course, is what we're looking for. Now, he is speaking to reporters, I believe. Let me just quickly check if Pallavi remains with us on the phone. We're awaiting, as you can see, our reporters are already there next to him. It's possible that he's going to address our reporters and allow us to understand from him how he is imbibing this moment. Remember, DK Shivakumar being given the position of A, Deputy Chief Minister, B, he's going to remain the KPCC or the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee President over the next few years, which is vital because 2023 is right next to 2024, the elections. Take a look.
Then we have to go by the party decision.
So how you come to the consensus? Because the last 3-4 days there was too much talk about what you want
to discuss anything on the issue. Simple, I want to respect the sentiment of the people of Karnataka and the country at large.
What is the goal ahead, sir?
Nothing, I'll discuss later.
Sir, one question.
Sir, very congratulations for being elected as the Deputy Chief Minister. What do you have to say, sir, on being elected, sir? Just one answer.
My single question.
Sir, one small answer, sir. Sir, finally, the official announcement has been made, sir.
Now in Congress, sir. What you say? All is well in now Congress party.
What has happened to Congress party? Everything is well. Everything will be well, is going to be well.
But under your leadership, you have won 135, and now you are the deputy CM. Have you accepted it?
See, we had made a one-line resolution that whatever the High Command will take a decision, we'll abide by it. Ultimately, Rahul ji called me and said, you all have to work together. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge ji called us and gave this dikat. We all have accepted whatever the formula has been generated.
Sir, you'll also be the KPCC. You'll continue as the KPCC president. Sir, just one. Sir, just one. Sir, you'll continue as the KPCC president, sir. Sir, just one comment on that, sir. Sir, one comment. Sir, small comment. Sir, one.
Sir, one.
Sir, just sir.
How many ministers are going to be?
As you can see over there, our reporters pressing DK Shivakumar on this question. How does he respond to this decision? DK Shivakumar saying over there, all is well in Karnataka, also re-emphasizing that this is, of course, the decision of the senior leadership in his state. Karnataka's next Deputy Chief Minister, DK Shivakumar, speaking exclusively to CNN News 18 about how he feels about this decision. Now, on the left side of your screens, we're showing you that visual that was put out by the Congress. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge right at the center. On his left, DK Shivakumar, and on his right, Siddaramaiah. That visual of unity being put out by the party. Remember, as my colleague Pallavi was just telling us, all three of them are going to head south together. They're going to be in a plane together, traveling to Karnataka. The message obviously very clear. This message of unity that the party is trying to show. They're trying to re-emphasize it, of course. Remember, the party's concern here is not just that of DK Shivakumar. It's also for his thousands of supporters that genuinely believe that this would be their leader's chance to finally get a seat as the Chief Minister. Their key arguments have been A, that Siddaramaiah has already gotten the opportunity to be the Chief Minister. B, that when Siddaramaiah's term ended in 2018, remember he was Chief Minister from 2013 to 2018, he wasn't able to secure the majority that the Congress wanted. The third argument has been that DK Shivakumar was the architect of this huge victory, 130 plus seats that the Congress has just won in the elections. That has been the three key arguments. They've also, of course, argued that DK Shivakumar has the support of both the Panchamachali Lingayat community and the Vokaliga community, the first and the second largest communities in Karnataka. Now, my colleague Shireen is with us right now to bring us more context on all of these developments. Shireen, we can see DK Shivakumar still in the capital. He was addressing our reporters a little while ago. We were just being told by Pallavi that the plan is that him and Siddaramaiah will head back to Karnataka together. Tell us more, please.
Well, that is right. And in fact, we have been told that it is the same charter on which Siddaramaiah has arrived in the national capital around 2 days back. The same charter will be boarded by both the leaders. Both DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah will be arriving together in Bangalore. And after that, there is going to be a CLP meeting. Now, whether there will in fact be issues over there, because we're already seeing the kind of statements that are coming from other MLAs, from G. Parmeshwara as well.
Right.
Whether the CLP meeting will going to be a smoother one is the question, of course. But as of now, in national capital, it seems the entire episode is coming to an end. Now, both the leaders are in fact leaving, going with their supporters, are going back together to Karnataka.
Shireen, let me just give our audiences context and I'll come back to you. You pointed out G. Parmeshwara. He's, of course, a senior leader from the Congress, a former Deputy Chief Minister of the state. Someone who asked, why isn't my name also in consideration? Shireen, was his name seriously ever in consideration in those conversations in Delhi?
Well, the fact of the matter is that when the deliberations were going on, the top contenders were always DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. But after then, when both the sides were...
And you are going to be the next Deputy CM Race. Sir, just a few words. So how do you see the portfolio? How do you see the portfolio decision? What ministry you will be having, sir?
Sir, just one, sir, just one. Sir, any reactions, sir? Finally, you've been, sir. Sir, now we can call you the Deputy Chief Minister, sir, now. So just...
So on the visuals, you can see DK Shivakumar, the now Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Karnataka. He remains KPCC President, refusing to address the media there. Reporters asking him the same question. Just one reaction from him on how he feels about being the Deputy Chief Minister. It's clear on his face. You can see some of the disappointment on his face as he refuses to address media. But we will wait for a proper statement from him. Remember his camp, his thousands of supporters back in Karnataka, and of course supporters of his right here here in Delhi have been campaigning over the last few days for him to receive that position. Remember, the other important reason that it's important to highlight over here is that the Voka Liga vote this time is what is believed to have tilted the Congress's chances. The Voka Liga voted unanimously for DK Shivakumar in the old Mysuru region. These are votes and seats that typically go to the JDS. Now, my colleague Harish Upadhyay is with us. He's outside DK Shivakumar's residence. He's joining us from Karnataka. Harish, good afternoon. Harish, it's great to speak to you after all of these decisions have been arrived at finally in Karnataka. Harish, you've been covering the Karnataka story for years now. Tell us more about the kind of... All right.
Whatever the formula has been generated.
So you'll also be the KPCC, you'll continue as the KPCC president. So you'll continue as the KPCC president, sir. Sir, just one comment on that, sir.
How many ministers will take votes, sir?
They have taken Gandhi family and to respect them. That's all. Very simple. And we have to respect the sentiment of the people of Karnataka and the country at large.
What is the goal ahead, sir?
Nothing. I'll discuss later.
Sir, one question.
This was DK Shivakumar.
All right. Let me just check if our colleague Harish Upadhyay remains connected with us. Harish is joining us from Bangalore. Outside DK Shivakumar's residence. We'll go over to him in just a second. On your screens, as you can see, DK Shivakumar addressing the media over there, refusing to comment on what his plans in the future are, but addressing the media finally, not seeming to really reveal any emotions when it comes to how he feels about this decision. He's been campaigning for this decision for 4 days now, right after the Congress's win over the weekend on Saturday. It's been very clear that his camp wanted this. As we were telling you a little while earlier, it is the Voka Liga votes from his bastion regions in old Mysuru that have actually tilted this election so firmly in the Congress's favour. If you take a look at the election results, it is gains that the Congress made in what was typically the JDS's share that played a huge role in the Congress's victory. The old Mysuru region is a region that is Voka Liga dominated. It typically votes in the JDS's favour. It has been their bastion over the last few decades. But it is the region that voted strongly in the Congress's favour. And DK Shivakumar, seen as a very senior Voka Liga leader, is believed to have been responsible for that. As you might remember, his supporters see him as the architect of this victory, the man responsible for bringing back the Congress to Karnataka with such a large margin this time. So much so that the Congress has not had to join hands with any of the other parties in Karnataka. Specifically, obviously, here we're talking about the JDS, which is the party that the Congress was in coalition with right after the 2018.
Finally, the official announcement has been made, sir.
Now in Congress, sir. What you say? All is well in now Congress party.
What has happened to Congress party? Everything is well. Everything will be well, is going to be well.
But under your leadership, you have won 135, and now you are the deputy CM. Have you accepted it?
See, we had made a one-line resolution that whatever the High Command will take a decision, we will abide by it. Ultimately, Rahulji called me and said, you all have to work together. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge called us and gave this dikat. We all have accepted whatever the formula has been generated.
Finally, the official announcement has been made, sir.
Now in Congress, sir. What you say? All is well in now Congress party.
What has happened to Congress party? Everything is well. Everything will be well, is going to be well.
But under your leadership, you have won 135, and now you are the deputy CM. Have you accepted it?
See, we had made a one-line resolution that whatever the High Command will take a decision, we will abide by it. Ultimately, Rahulji called me and said, you all have to work together. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge called us and gave this dikat. We all have accepted whatever the formula has been generated.
Okay, let's go over to my colleague Harish Upadhyay, who's with us from outside DK Shivakumar's residence in Bangalore in Karnataka. DK Shivakumar, Harish, seeming a little downtrodden over there as he says that whatever decision is taken will have to be respected. Harish, you've been covering DK Shivakumar over the last few years. Tell us more about the kind of leader he is. He's accepting the decision. Is that something we can very much expect will mean peace and calm for the Congress over the next few years? How do you see this playing out?
Well, one thing is very clear with DK Shivakumar. He's always stuck to the party line. He's never gone against the party. Even during some of the most difficult times, he did not switch party and join the BJP. In fact, he's on record saying that the BJP had told him that if he joins the BJP, then all those cases would not be against DK Shivakumar. He doesn't have to deal with that. But still, he's remained with the party. Earlier as well, he's been aspirant. He hasn't got power. There was a situation in 2013 where because of pressure, he had to be kept out of the cabinet. Even then, he didn't rebel. So this time as well, it was expected that he wouldn't rebel. He's not. But what it definitely does is there will be a lot of shadow fights that you can expect. It will perhaps begin with the cabinet formation. Who will make it to the cabinet? How many supporters of Siddaramaiah? How many supporters of DK Shivakumar? The caste combination, all that will be a huge factor. Apart from that, whenever there is a major decision that needs to be taken by the state government, there will be a question mark on whether this was a statement that has the concurrence of both the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister. Those are going to be the flashpoints that we'll see in the coming few months and years. Also remember, the Congress might be saying that there's no power sharing formula at all. It's a full 5-year term. But what we do know is that this is something that has been promised to DK Shivakumar. So there will come a point, possibly sometime in 2025, where we'll have to look at a switch in the Chief Minister's seat. And that's when you will have a mega face-off once again.
Harish, we'll just request you to stay on with us. Good afternoon to all our viewers. Thanks a lot for staying with us here at CNN News 18. I am Ridhima Bhatnagar. The stalemate on who will be the Chief Minister of Karnataka has finally ended. Siddaramaiah will be the Chief Minister. His deputy will be DK Shivakumar. What really resulted in this final verdict? We'll get talking to our colleagues in just a bit. But our colleague Yash, in fact, had a conversation with DK Shivakumar, who is now the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka. Let's listen in.
Finally, the official announcement has been made, sir.
Now in Congress, sir, what you say? All is well in now Congress party.
What has happened to Congress party? Everything is well. Everything will be well, is going to be well.
But under your leadership, you have won 135, and now you are the deputy CM. Have you accepted it?
See, we had made a one-line resolution that whatever the High Command will take a decision, we'll abide by it. Ultimately, Rahulji called me and said, you all have to work together. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge called us and gave this dikat. We all have accepted whatever the formula has been generated.
So that's the first reaction that's coming in from the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, DK Shivakumar, saying all is well as far as the Congress party is concerned. He is also making it clear that a clear mandate has been given by the Congress President and the Gandhis that all need to work together. So after 5 days after the poll results, the Congress has finally come to a conclusion that Siddaramaiah will be the Chief Minister, DK Shivakumar is Deputy.
ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಯ್ತು ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ
ಸರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿಸಿಎಂ ಸ್ಥಾನ
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೂ ನಡೀರಿ
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
Shivakumar, they're not saying much as far as the media contingent is concerned, but the big update is there is final clarity as to who will be the next Chief Minister. It will be Siddaramaiah who will take in the reins as the Chief Minister, with DK Shivakumar as his deputy. The word that's coming in from DK Shivakumar is that we will go...
ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ 1 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಾನೇ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಗವರ್ನರ್ಗೆ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನೇ ಗವರ್ನರ್ಗೆ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 12 ಗಂಟೆ 30 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವೇರಿನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಭೆನ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು 7 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ, ಈಗ 3 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ತಿರ್ಗಾ ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ನಾಳೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಸಭೆ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಗವರ್ನರ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ನಾಯಕರು ಅಂತ ಏನು ನಾವು AICC ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಆ ಲೆಟರ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಜನ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಋಣ ತೀರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು 1 ಲೈನ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ. 1 ಲೈನ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಕ್ಷ
कहीं दूर यात्रा पर जाना होता है तो रेल ही उसकी सबसे पहली पसंद होती है, उसकी प्राथमिकता होती है. आज ओडिशा के रेल डेवलपमेंट के लिए और भी कई बड़े कार्य हुए हैं. पुरी और कटक रेलवे स्टेशनों के आधुनिकीकरण का शिलान्यास हो, रेल लाइनों के दोहरीकरण का काम हो, या ओडिशा में रेलवे लाइन के 100% विद्युतीकरण के लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति हो. मैं इन सभी के लिए ओडिशा के लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं. साथियों, ये समय आजादी के अमृत काल का समय है. भारत की एकता को और मजबूत करने का समय है. जितनी ज्यादा एकता होगी, भारत का सामूहिक सामर्थ्य उतना ही ज्यादा शिखर पर पहुंचेगा. ये वंदे भारत ट्रेनें इस भावना का भी प्रतिबिंब है. इस अमृत काल में वंदे भारत ट्रेनें विकास का इंजन भी बन रही हैं और एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत की भावना को भी आगे बढ़ा रही है. भारतीय रेलवे सबको जोड़ती है, एक सूत्र में पिरोती है. वंदे भारत ट्रेन भी अपनी इसी परिपाटी पर चलते हुए आगे बढ़ेगी. ये वंदे भारत बंगाल और ओडिशा के बीच, हावड़ा और पुरी के बीच जो आध्यात्मिक और सांस्कृतिक संबंध है, उन्हें और मजबूत करेगी. आज देश के अलग अलग राज्यों में ऐसी ही करीब 15 वंदे भारत ट्रेनें चल रही हैं. ये आधुनिक ट्रेनें देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को भी रफ्तार दे रही हैं. साथियों, बीते वर्षों में भारत ने कठिन से कठिन वैश्विक हालातों में भी अपने विकास की गति को बनाए रखा है. इसके पीछे एक बड़ा कारण है कि इस विकास में हर राज्य की भागीदारी है. देश हर राज्य को साथ लेकर आगे बढ़ रहा है. एक समय था जब कोई नई टेक्नोलॉजी आती थी या नई सुविधा बनती थी तो वो दिल्ली या कुछ बड़े शहरों तक ही सीमित रह जाती थी. लेकिन आज का भारत इस पुरानी सोच को पीछे छोड़कर आगे बढ़ रहा है. आज का नया भारत टेक्नोलॉजी भी खुद बना रहा है और नई सुविधाओं को तेजी से देश के कोने कोने में पहुंचा रहा है. ये वंदे भारत ट्रेन भारत ने अपने बलबूते ही बनाई है. आज भारत अपने बलबूते ही 5G टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप करके उसे देश के दूर सुदूर क्षेत्रों में ले जा रहा है. भारत ने कोरोना जैसी महामारी की स्वदेशी वैक्सीन तैयार करके भी दुनिया को चौंका दिया था. और इन सब प्रयासों में समान बात यह है कि ये सारी सुविधाएं किसी एक शहर या एक राज्य तक सीमित ही नहीं रही, बल्कि सबके पास पहुंची, तेजी से पहुंची। हमारी ये वंदे भारत ट्रेनें भी अब उत्तर से लेकर दक्षिण तक, पूरब से लेकर पश्चिम तक देश के हर किनारे को स्पर्श करती हैं। भाइयों और बहनों, सबका साथ सबका विकास की इस नीति का सबसे बड़ा लाभ आज देश के उन राज्यों को हो रहा है जो विकास की दौड़ में पीछे छूट गए थे। पिछले 8-9 वर्षों में ओडिशा में रेल परियोजनाओं के बजट में काफी वृद्धि की गई है। 2014 के पहले 10 वर्षों में यहां हर वर्ष औसतन 20 किलोमीटर के आसपास ही रेल लाइनें बिछाई जाती थी, जबकि साल 2022-23 में यानी सिर्फ एक साल में ही यहां 120 किलोमीटर के आसपास नई रेल लाइनें बिछाई गई हैं। 2014 के पहले 10 वर्षों में यहां ओडिशा में 20 किलोमीटर से भी कम लाइनों का दोहरीकरण होता था। पिछले साल ये आंकड़ा भी बढ़कर 300 किलोमीटर के आसपास पहुंच गया है। ओडिशा के लोग जानते हैं कि करीब 300 किलोमीटर लंबी खोर्दा बोलांगीर परियोजना कितने वर्षों से लटकी हुई थी। आज इस परियोजना पर भी बहुत तेजी से काम चल रहा है। हरिदासपुर पारादीप नई रेल लाइन हो, टीटलागढ़ रायपुर लाइन का दोहरीकरण और विद्युतीकरण हो, जिन कामों का इंतजार ओडिशा के लोगों को वर्षों से था, वो अब पूरे हो रहे हैं। आज ओडिशा देश के उन राज्यों में है जहां 100% रेल नेटवर्क का इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन हो चुका है। पश्चिम बंगाल में भी 100% इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन के लिए तेजी से काम चल भी रहा है। इससे ट्रेनों की रफ्तार बढ़ी है और मालगाड़ियों की समय की भी बचत हुई है। ओडिशा जैसा राज्य जो खनिज संपदा का इतना बड़ा भंडार है, केंद्र है, उसे रेलवे के इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन से और ज्यादा फायदा मिलेगा। इससे औद्योगिक विकास को गति के साथ ही डीजल में होने वाले प्रदूषण से भी मुक्ति मिलेगी। साथियों, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के निर्माण का एक और पक्ष है जिसकी उतनी ज्यादा चर्चा नहीं होती। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से लोगों का सिर्फ जीवन ही आसान नहीं होता, बल्कि समाज को भी सशक्त करता है। जहां इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का अभाव होता है, वहां लोगों का विकास भी पिछड़ जाता है। जहां इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का विकास होता है, वहां लोगों का विकास भी तेजी से होता है। आप भी जानते हैं कि पीएम सौभाग्य योजना के तहत भारत सरकार ने 2.5 करोड़ से ज्यादा घरों को मुफ्त बिजली कनेक्शन दिया है। इसमें उड़ीसा के करीब 25 लाख और बंगाल के 7.25 लाख घर भी शामिल है। अब आप सोचिए, अगर ये एक योजना नहीं शुरू हुई होती तो क्या होता। 21वीं सदी में आज भी 2.5 करोड़ घरों के बच्चे अंधेरे में पढ़ने के लिए, अंधेरे में जीने के लिए मजबूर रहते। वो परिवार मॉडर्न कनेक्टिविटी और उन सभी सुविधाओं से कटे रहते। जो बिजली आने पर मिलती है। साथियों, आज हम एयरपोर्ट्स की संख्या 75 से बढ़कर करीब 150 हो जाने की बात करते हैं। ये भारत की एक बड़ी उपलब्धि है, लेकिन इसके पीछे जो सोच है वो इसे और बड़ा बना देती है। आज वो व्यक्ति भी हवाई जहाज में यात्रा कर सकता है जिसके लिए ये कभी जीवन का सबसे बड़ा सपना था। आपने सोशल मीडिया पर ऐसी कितनी ही तस्वीरें देखी होगी जिसमें देश के साधारण नागरिक एयरपोर्ट के अपने अनुभव साझा कर रहे हैं। जब उनके बेटे या बेटी उन्हें पहली बार हवाई जहाज की यात्रा कराते हैं, उस खुशी की कोई तुलना नहीं हो सकती। साथियों, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से जुड़ी भारत की ये उपलब्धियां भी आज अध्ययन का विषय है। जब हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर निर्माण के लिए 10 लाख करोड़ रुपए तय करते हैं, इससे लाखों रोजगार भी बनते हैं। जब हम किसी क्षेत्र को रेल और हाईवे जैसी कनेक्टिविटी से जोड़ते हैं तो इसका असर सिर्फ यात्रा की सुविधा तक सीमित नहीं रहता। ये किसानों और उद्यमियों को नए बाजार से जोड़ता है, ये पर्यटकों को टूरिस्ट प्लेस से जोड़ता है, ये छात्रों को उनकी पसंद के कॉलेज से जोड़ता है। इसी सोच के साथ आज भारत आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर रिकॉर्ड निवेश कर रहा है। साथियों, आज देश जन सेवा ही प्रभु सेवा की सांस्कृतिक सोच से आगे बढ़ रहा है। हमारी आध्यात्मिक व्यवस्था ने सदियों से इस विचार को पोषित किया है। पुरी जैसे तीर्थ, जगन्नाथ मंदिर जैसे पवित्र स्थान इसके केंद्र रहे हैं। भगवान जगन्नाथ के महाप्रसाद से सदियों से कितने ही गरीबों को भोजन मिलता रहा है। इसी भावना के साथ आज देश प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण योजना चला रहा है। 80 करोड़ लोगों को मुफ्त राशन दे रहा है। आज किसी गरीब को इलाज की जरूरत होती है तो आयुष्मान कार्ड के जरिए 5 लाख तक मुफ्त इलाज उसे मिलता है। करोड़ों गरीबों को प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना के तहत पक्के मकान मिले हैं। घर में उज्ज्वला का गैस सिलेंडर हो या जल जीवन मिशन के तहत पानी की सप्लाई हो, आज गरीब को भी वो सब मौलिक सुविधाएं मिल रही हैं जिनके लिए उसे पहले बरसों इंतजार करना पड़ता था। साथियों, भारत के तेज विकास के लिए भारत के राज्यों का संतुलित विकास भी उतना ही आवश्यक है। आज देश का प्रयास है कि कोई भी राज्य संसाधनों के अभाव के कारण विकास की दौड़ में पिछड़ना नहीं चाहिए। इसलिए 15वें वित्त आयोग में ओडिशा और बंगाल जैसे राज्यों के लिए पहले के मुकाबले ज्यादा बजट की सिफारिश की गई। ओडिशा जैसे राज्य को तो इतनी विशाल प्राकृतिक संपदा का भी आशीर्वाद मिला हुआ है, लेकिन पहले गलत नीतियों के कारण राज्यों को अपने ही संसाधनों से वंचित रहना पड़ता था। हमने खनिज संपदा को ध्यान में रखते हुए खनन नीति में सुधार किया। इससे आज खनिज संपदा वाले सभी राज्यों के राजस्व में काफी वृद्धि हुई है। जीएसटी आने के बाद टैक्स से होने वाली आमदनी भी काफी बढ़ गई है। ये संसाधन आज राज्य के विकास के लिए काम आ रहे हैं, गांव गरीब की सेवा में काम आ रहे हैं। ओडिशा प्राकृतिक आपदाओं का सफलता से मुकाबला कर सके, इस पर भी केंद्र सरकार का पूरा ध्यान है। हमारी सरकार ने ओडिशा को आपदा प्रबंधन और एनडीआरएफ के लिए 8,000 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की राशि दी है। इससे साइक्लोन के दौरान जन और धन दोनों की सुरक्षा में मदद मिली है। साथियों, मुझे विश्वास है आने वाले समय में ओडिशा, बंगाल और पूरे देश के विकास की ये गति और बढ़ेगी। भगवान जगन्नाथ, मां काली, उन्हीं की कृपा से हम नए और विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक अवश्य पहुंचेंगे। इसी कामना के साथ आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। फिर एक बार सबको जय जगन्नाथ।
Allowing this dirty linen to be played out in public? That's the question I'm asking.
After getting so I have a problem when you say dirty linen, because sir, answer me very simply. When someone says Congress is like my mother, there is no question of blackmailing or backstabbing. Does it seem like dirty linen?
Can I answer that?
In public?
Ma'am, for the last 3 days, this is playing out in front of the cameras. You are okay with that?
We are taking our own time.
Congress party is okay with.
What is being played out?
No,
what
please take, ma'am, you're missing the
that
point.
We are,
ma'am, if you can calm down and hear me for 10 seconds. Nobody has a problem with you taking 5 days or 10 days or even a month. The problem is it's
Having
all
meetings.
happening in front of the cameras. People are coming out and making statements in front of the cameras. Laddus are being given in front of the cameras.
Me something.
Firecrackers are being burst in front of the cameras. Why is all this happening in the public domain?
Okay. So, there's nothing wrong
Zaka.
in celebration. Now, please allow me to answer. What is happening? There is consultation that is happening. We have got a decisive mandate and we are committed.
Okay, I apologize for the bad audio with our Congress guest. We'll try and fix it in a moment and then get her back on. But I believe Mr. Vaidyanathan is also staying with us. What I want to know is a very simple question, Mr. Vaidyanathan. In the normal course of things, if a leader gets the support of the majority of MLAs, then automatically he or she lays claim to become the leader of the legislature party, and in this case, because it's the winning party, the chief minister. Why is that simple rule not good enough in this case? Doesn't the Congress party seriously risk alienating some of the people at least who gave it this historic mandate, this large mandate? You've taken 4 days and this whole thing is playing out in public, not like in the BJP where it happens in private. Wouldn't some of those people be disillusioned? I mean, if these two leaders were able to keep their ambitions in check for 3 months or 6 months, the better part of the campaign, why can't they do it now?
Well, good evening to all your viewers, and the answer is clearly no. If you look at history or even the history of some of the recent state elections, in 2017, when there was an election in UP, and there were 3 contenders, I think Manoj Sinha, Keshav Maurya, and Mr. Yogi, and it took more than 7 days to come to a consensus and to come to a decision. And after that, Mr. Yogi was sworn in as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. As recently as in 2021, if you look at the state assembly elections of Assam, a very similar thing happened. There was a delay of 8 days because there was this conflict between Hemant Biswa Sharma and Mr. Sonowal. And I think it took about 7 to 8 days before a consensus could be arrived. And after that, Hemant Biswa Sharma was sworn in. And it has been what, like 3 or 4 days after the election results were out in Karnataka? So we have had instances of 7 to 8 days in choosing of the CM. And while I am not trying to make a comment on their internal process, I think this entire frenzy in sections of media and this frenzy being artificially created by the opposition, which is the BJP in this case, is completely uncalled for. We have a democratic process within our political party.
I don't think this is being created by the media. It is playing out in the full public glare, in the media glare. The media can't, walk away from a story when the story is playing in the public domain.
Of course.
But having said that, let me ask RP Singh the point that you made. RP Singh, the point is...
Can I just complete the point?
Yeah, I've heard you. Let me ask the question that you asked about how, in the case of Yogi Adityanath, the BJP took 7 days. In the case of Himanta Biswa Sarma, you took 8 days. Why are you begrudging RP Singh, the Congress, for taking 3 or 4 days? After all, it's a big state. It's a...
Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. Now, the stalemate on who will be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka has finally ended. 5 days after the poll results, the Congress has finally announced that Siddaramaiah will be the Chief Minister, whereas DK Shivakumar will be his deputy. Now, it is important to note that there will be no rotation of power and Siddaramaiah will be the Chief Minister for the entire term. Sources also reveal that it was the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and the Gandhis who convinced DKS to accept the deal, to which DKS said that he will sacrifice for the sake of the party and the Gandhis. Sources also telling us that the swearing-in ceremony will take place 2 days later, which is on the 20th of May. Meanwhile, a CLP meeting is also scheduled to take place at 7:30 p.m. today in Bengaluru. Our colleague Yash, in fact, had an exclusive conversation